So in the beginning of this episode, we see that a man was after Wang Ling's life. Wang Ling was thinking in his mind, while saving himself with great difficulty, that I don't know who this man is. He's been following me for the past day, and I am unable to find out about his cultivation level even if I want to. I think I have to get out of Zhao country as soon as possible. As soon as he said this, Wang Ling immediately reached the teleportation array of Zhao country. As soon as he arrives, Wang Ling activates the teleportation array and immediately disappears from there. On the other hand, that unknown warrior also reaches this teleportation array and says that this is the ancient teleportation array, which was activated with the help of the best spiritual stone. But do you really think that this teleportation array will be able to stop me? On the other hand, Wang Ling, who is passing through the teleportation array, suddenly sees that a huge consciousness attack was moving towards him. Wang Ling sees this and tries to block that consciousness attack, but on the contrary, the same internal injuries had occurred. Wang Ling's mouth started bleeding. Seeing this, he is surprised and says that how is this possible? How can only one consciousness attack damage me so much internally? Thinking the same, Wang Ling came out of that ancient teleportation array and immediately using his mosquito beast, goes away from there and says that I don't know what kind of cultivation this man has. On the other hand, that mysterious man was also not taking the name of leaving Wang Ling behind. Wang Ling thinks in his mind that if everything continues like this, then soon this man will take my life. But I can't let this happen. If the time has come to fight, then I will definitely give my life. But I will not leave him alive either. Saying this, Wang Ling has removed his forbidden flag. Then suddenly, we see that mysterious cultivator moves fast and immediately stands in front of Wang Ling, where suddenly his eyes also fell on the forbidden flag. Seeing this, that mysterious cultivator says in his mind that this boy has a half-finished forbidden flag. With just one gesture, this boy will be able to generate a very big catastrophic thunder attack here. I never thought that an ordinary cultivator could have such a powerful weapon. On the other hand, we see that Wang Ling was also happy in his mind, and was saying that it was good. Before leaving this Cao country, I had refined my forbidden flag a little more, due to which his strength increased even more than before. This is the reason that the mysterious man in front of him is not attacking him now. Wang Ling asked the man in front of him, that senior, I want to know, why are you following me with killing intent? Why do you want to kill me? On the other hand, that mysterious man, seeing Wang Ling, thought in his mind that if I fight this boy head to head, then I am sure that I will lose my cultivation. Undoubtedly, it will not be that difficult for me to defeat him, but it is definitely harmful for me to fight him. That's why he calms himself down and tells Wang Ling that actually, when you went to the land of the ancient god, then you got my storage bag. I am following you while tracking it. I just want my storage bag back from you. Hearing this, Wang Ling also remembered that he got a storage bag from inside the treasure pavilion, which is definitely of this mysterious man. On the other hand, that man was also very happy to see his storage bag, and he tells Wang Ling that the storage bag was actually hidden inside the treasure pavilion, because when I went to the land of the ancient god, some people attacked me, with whom I lost a little of my cultivation during the fight, and there is only one way to restore that cultivation. For the time being, I had hidden it inside the treasure pavilion, so that once I solved this problem, then I come back to take my cultivation. But when I went there later, the storage bag was not there. Undoubtedly, you got it from there, and you came back with it. Hearing all this, Wang Ling replies that it was good that you got your storage bag. Now I am leaving from here, which says that Wang Ling was about to leave from there. But on the other hand, that mysterious cultivator did not like this thing about Wang Ling. He attacks Wang Ling from behind. Blocking the attack, Wang Ling also got a little injury, but now Wang Ling was angry. He immediately uses his forbidden flag and prepares a heavenly catastrophe attack, which will be very dangerous. That mysterious cultivator also knew this very well. That's why he stops Wang Ling and says that please calm down, you don't need to be so angry. Hearing this, Wang Ling replies that who attacked first. Hearing this, the cultivator replies that I just wanted to see your strength. You are really amazing. First of all, I was surprised to see that even though you are in the G realm, you have broken through in the ancient soul level. And the second surprising thing is that even though you have so little cultivation, you have a weapon that can generate a heavenly catastrophe attack. You really impressed me. Wang Ling was not very interested in talking to him. He says to him that, okay, I have to go from here now. Before Wang Ling could go from there, he suddenly tells the mysterious cultivator Wang Ling. He says to him that, Wang Ling, do you really never want to break through in the G realm? Wang Ling was also a little surprised to hear this. He stops at his place. Then suddenly, we see that the mysterious man has taken out an energy ball from him. When Wang Ling saw it, he understood that this is the G realm. On the other hand, the mysterious cultivator tells Wang Ling that G realm, or extreme realm would be called in your language, but in our world it is called colorful realm. To be honest, this G realm energy is not mine. In fact, this is my friend's energy that gave me this energy before dying. Today, I don't know why I remembered my friend after seeing you, because you must also know that there are very few cultivators in this world who use G realm. Wang Ling was just listening to him quietly. Wang Ling knows that this mysterious cultivator is not a human at all. It cannot be trusted so easily. But on the other hand, the mysterious cultivator tells Wang Ling that if you use the star cultivation crystal, then you will be able to break through your level easily. Friends, if I make this thing simple and tell you, then there are two types of cultivation methods. One is called the G realm cultivation method, and the other is called the Tao realm cultivation method. The most powerful of these two is the G realm cultivation method, but using the G realm cultivation method, no cultivator can break through their level so easily. But on the other hand, this cultivator was telling Wang Ling an easy way, which is called Star Cultivation Crystal. Such crystals are present in very few numbers, and it is present only in the country which is the 6th level cultivation country. Here this mysterious cultivator was giving all this information to Wang Ling so that Wang Ling can get along with him. Both of them can get that crystal together. Because doing all this alone is absolutely impossible for this mysterious cultivator. This mysterious cultivator had created a formation while opening his storage bag here. Before going there, he tells Wang Ling that my name is NATO. If you ever decide that in the future you want to get this star cultivation crystal, then come to the 5-planet area and find me. What everyone says, Mr. NATO teleported away from here. Wang Ling was listening to him, but he knew that Mr. NATO was not trustworthy. Now after this, we see that Wang Ling was sitting in a cave and practicing cultivation, and he was saying in his mind that I have to do something and reach a god level as soon as possible, for which I have to break through my level. But to become a god, it is very important that you have a good understanding of earth and heaven, which I don't have at all for now, because in my previous life, I did nothing but kill people. I never understood this world well. For now, I have to focus on it, because once I have an understanding of heaven and earth, then I can break through my level as soon as possible. Thinking all this, Wang Ling prepared a clone of himself, in which he transfers his consciousness. Now after this, Wang Ling went to another country and started living like normal people, where he collects a lot of herbs and tries to understand them. In the same way, one day while walking, Wang Ling met Lo Sing here, who was a butler of a big family out of 4 major families. He comes here to Wang Ling and says, "Boy, I saw in your basket that there are a lot of herbs. Are you an alchemist doctor who can treat diseases and poison?" Wang Ling has been helping people continuously for the past few years. That's why he doesn't even refuse Lo Sing. In fact, he asked the question, "Who is the patient?" On which Lo Sing told that a girl is sitting in the front carriage, who has been very sick for the past 7 days. We tried to get him treated by many doctors, but there was no use. Wang Ling hears his words and thinks that this is the right opportunity. If I help humans, then I will have a better understanding of nature. Here, thinking the same, Wang Ling went ahead with Lo Sing, reached to check up that girl, where Wang Ling was using his consciousness. In just one look, she found out that there is poison in that girl's body. For Wang Ling, it is not difficult to remove the poison. In fact, he puts his energy into a leaf and says, "That Lo Sing, it will be fine to feed this leaf to that girl." But on the other hand, Lo Sing found Wang Ling to be a cheater. He says that how can this ordinary leaf treat poison? Then suddenly, an old man came out of the carriage, which senses the energy of that leaf. He was sure that this treatment of Wang Ling will definitely work. He asked Wang Ling how to feed these leaves, to which Wang Ling replied that, "Feed as you like, whether with water, with food, or just like that." Here, after doing all this, we are shown the scene of the night, where Wang Ling was sitting alone. A lot of murderous aura is coming out of his body. Wang Ling himself was saying that in the last 400 years, I have killed many people in a row, because of which, a lot of murderous aura was accumulated with my body. This murderous aura will never let me understand heaven. It is necessary to understand heaven that I remove all the evil aura from my body. While saying all this, Wang Ling, to purify himself, he started collecting all the murderous aura in an energy ball. Then, suddenly, Lo Sing also comes there. Before his arrival, Wang Ling hid everything. Lo Sing was looking very happy. He says to Wang Ling that your leaves were really magical. Our master is already feeling a lot better than him. He says to Wang Ling that now you have to drink wine with me. Wang Ling also does not refuse him. In fact, he started drinking wine with Lo Sing, and while getting emotional, he says that today, after many years, I sat with someone else and drank wine. Otherwise, I have always been drinking wine alone. Lo Sing tells him that now we are with you. You will never feel alone. Wang Ling was also very happy, and in the same way, Wang Ling spends the whole night with these people. Wang Ling was feeling very good by feeling these people around him, because he has not felt anything like this for many years. He was just trying to make himself a stone heart from the beginning, so that he can make himself stronger and stronger. He had never enjoyed these normal small and big joys of life. Here, because of enjoying these joys, suddenly, we see that Wang Ling's level began to break through. As the energy of heaven was being cut nearby, it was entering Wang Ling's body, and Wang Ling broke through in the middle level of the Nancian stage. Seeing this, Wang Ling was also a little surprised. How can I break through in the middle level of the Nancian stage so soon? Maybe this is all because of this, because Wang Ling is slowly starting to understand heaven and earth. After this, we see that Wang Ling spent the whole night with his new friends. The next day, Wang Ling came to the capital city of the southern country with his brother Lu, where Wang Ling was looking at the surrounding places very carefully, but some of the pillars present there have drawn Wang Ling's attention towards them, about which Wang Ling also questions his brother Lu. On the other hand, brother Lu told Wang Ling that, As you know that this is the capital city of our southern country, that's why some of the 4 major families of the southern country, some of the cultivators sit here in these pillars and protect this country. Wang Ling was quite surprised to see this, that all these cultivators are only on the foundation building stage. But despite this, a very bright aura is coming out of their body, which is not common. It is really rare. Here Wang Ling praises his brother Lu and says, "Brother Lu, looks like you know a lot about the southern country," on which brother Lu answers and says, "Yes, I was born in this southern country, and I know everything about the Alliance 4 major sects here." Brother Lu, taking the name of those 4 major sects, says that these 4 major sects had created an alliance at one time, which alliance had only one purpose. You also know that this world is a little dangerous, so the 4 sects of the southern country decided that if there is any difficulty on any one sect, then the 4 sects will help it together. This is the real reason for so much peace and tranquility in this southern country. I have been believing in these 4 sects a lot since childhood. I also wanted to be an immortal like them. Wang Ling likes the words of brother Lu here. He tells brother Lu that whatever you want to do, do it, because this life is too short. If you want to be immortal, then you should start your cultivation. Actually, Wang Ling had seen that the spiritual roots in Lu Xing's body were quite healthy. Now, while talking in this way, it was time for the 2 of them to separate from each other, where Lu Xing immediately comes to Wang Ling and says that my master had given you these 10 tails of gold because your magical leaf treated him very well. Along with that, she also wanted to thank you. Wang Ling also thanks Lu Xing on the other side for those gold tails. After this, he went ahead alone. Wang Ling's plan was that this city is very peaceful and peaceful. That's why he will live here like a normal human being, so that he can understand the earth and heavens as soon as possible. Suddenly, Wang Ling saw an old man there, whose name was Skylar, and he is a #1 fool, because here, some people throw him out of their shop. Because he was keeping an eye on the changing room of the girls, everyone was talking about that old man, saying that he is a #1 scoundrel. Wang Ling completely ignored him, and started moving forward. Then suddenly, Skylar comes running to Wang Ling, where he was looking at Wang Ling carefully and saying, "That boy, I am feeling heavenly energy from inside your body. You are really extraordinary." After hearing this, Wang Ling thinks in his mind that I have hidden my cultivation. Then how did he come to know about me? No. I think this man must be talking nonsense. Anyway, he is an ordinary human being. Thinking about all this, Wang Ling started moving forward. Then suddenly, Skylar says to Wang Ling that you are so extraordinary. You just need guidance. If you don't get guidance, then you may never reach God level. And this is such a sad thing. Wang Ling was shocked to hear this. He immediately stops in his place. Wang Ling turns around and asks him, "Who are you?" To which Skylar replies that it is not necessary for you to know who I am. In fact, it is only necessary for you to know that I know what path you have to take to reach God. Wang Ling was continuously shocked by his words, so he comes to Skylar and says that I want to talk to you in detail, on which Skylar also acting says that yes, I will talk to you, but I am old, and I am also hungry. Why don't we sit in a restaurant and talk while eating? Hearing this, Wang Ling also agreed to him. After this, we see that Skylar brings Wang Ling to a restaurant and orders a lot of things together, where Skylar was starving to death. Wang Ling was also surprised to see that he is such a strange man. But anyway, Wang Ling was increasing on the bill so that he could fill Skylar's stomach. After this, Wang Ling asks Skylar that tell me, how can I become a god? On which Skylar replied that now I am eating food. Wait, let me finish these bottles first. After that I will answer your question. Wang Ling was just watching Skylar eating like a glutton. At the same time, he thinks in his mind that what kind of man is he? How did he know about my cultivation level in just one look? If he didn't guess, then I think he must be a god-level cultivator. But how can this happen? Then suddenly, Skylar also asks Wang Ling that I know that you want to understand the understanding of heaven, but it is not only necessary to become a god. To become a god, you will also need artistic conception. Wang Ling heard the word artistic conception for the first time, so he was a little surprised. On the other hand, Skylar tells Wang Ling not to worry. I will teach you artistic conception. Once you learn artistic conception, no one can stop you from becoming a god. First of all, you need to know about artistic conception. Here he says that suddenly, Skylar stopped because his stomach started rumbling. That's why he tells Wang Ling that the rooster in my stomach is not sitting comfortably. Wait, I'll take it out and come out. Which means Skylar got up from there and ran away immediately. But the second moment when Wang Ling saw Skylar, he had gone out of the hotel. Wang Ling sends a piece of his consciousness behind Skylar to keep an eye on him. But as soon as Wang Ling reached there, he saw that Skylar disappeared in a jiffy in front of him. There is something strange about Skylar. So from the next day, we see that Wang Ling started keeping an eye on Skylar secretly, where next day, we see that Skylar was doing exactly the same with people. He says to a cultivator on the way that, wow, you are quite extraordinary, where that cultivator also completely ignored Skylar like Wang Ling. But then, suddenly Skylar runs his trump card. Skylar says that it is such a pity that you will never be able to build your foundation, even though you are so extraordinary. You need guidance. Hearing this, the cultivator was also shocked, and he asks Skylar, who are you? on which Skylar once again played the same trick that I don't need to know. It is important to know how you will be able to build your foundation. It seems that you need to know all this, and for that we can talk. But we have to go to a good restaurant. Wang Ling kept an eye on Skylar for many days, and he realized that there is something special about Skylar. Maybe he listens to people's heart, and that's why he takes advantage of the same thing and eats free food from people. Wang Ling, thinking all this, has stopped keeping an eye on Skylar. On the other hand, we get to know that Skylar also knew that Wang Ling was keeping an eye on him secretly. That means it is possible that Skylar is doing all this acting in front of Wang Ling. But what is the truth? We will get to know later. After this, in the next scene, we see where Wang Ling had started looking for a house on rent for himself, so that he can spend a life like normal people in that house. After seeing a house here, Wang Ling remembered his parents, where Wang Ling's parents always used to talk that one day they will shift to a big city while saving money so that they can live a good life. Seeing this house in full, Wang Ling remembered his old house and old life. That's why he buys this house, which was closed for many years. That's why Wang Ling started cleaning there. After cleaning the house well, Wang Ling starts his woodwork, so that he can earn money and live his normal life. Wang Ling himself was saying that maybe, by forgetting his cultivation life and living a normal life, I will be able to understand heaven and earth well. Here Wang Ling was thinking all this. On the other hand, we get to know that Skylar is still keeping an eye on Wang Ling from a distance. He was really impressed with Wang Ling. He knows about Wang Ling's real cultivation level and everything, and he was thinking in his mind whether he should help Wang Ling or not. And with this, our episode ends here.